Hello there, everybody. It's Nikki from It's Going to Be Okay. Now, this is take two because I was a idiot and did not turn the volume up. So I was sitting over here just yammering away like I always do. And I saw when I looked down at my microphone, I saw that the volume was all the way down on zero. And I was like, oh my God, they cannot hear me. But if I had been paying attention, I would have seen that, when I tested everything, I had the volume was working. It could hear me fine. So, I ended that. Now I'm starting over. I guess practice makes perfect. I don't know if you're still doing it wrong the second time, it's still not gonna be perfect, but we're gonna do it again. So, I hope everyone's doing okay. I, do wanna go over a couple of promos. Well, one promo is that I am offering free coaching, um, to anyone who needs it for 6 weeks. So, reach out to me on Facebook on my Facebook page, or you can email me at nikkiasherbowlingcoaching@gmail.com. Could I make the email longer? I probably could have, but I didn't. I left it at my name with coaching, no hyphen. So it's at gmail.com. So reach out to me if you're interested. I have people sign up and they have been getting great benefits out of it. So I hope you'll take advantage of it if you're interested. You're interested, take advantage of it. Okay? Okay. All right. So enough of that. We are going to talk about life transitions. So what kind of life transitions have you been going through? Um, oh, you don't go through any transitions. Everything's perfect for you. Okay. Well, I must be the only crazy person in the room who goes through these types of transitions, and they totally derail me and mess up my life. So let me tell you how I deal with these, just in case you happen to come across one of these transitions. All right. So I'm going to go through the list, and then I'm going to pick out a few that I've definitely been through and talk about it. And then we're going to talk about how to deal with these transitions when they come across your way, and totally derail you like they do me. So let's get into it. So, life transitions. Are you, where is it? Oh, sorry, here it is. Okay. So, life transitions, whether these are personal or professional, can be scary. The stupid notifications. I specialize in helping individuals, people, women, people who deal with depression and anxiety, clarify their goals, make confident decisions, and take the next steps forward. So if you're going through a life transition right now, take advantage of my free promo and get some coaching sessions under your belt. It's really going to help you. Personal life transitions can be some of the most emotionally intense and transformative experiences we go through. They challenge our sense of identity, security, and our relationships, but can also lead to personal growth and deeper self-awareness. Last episode I posted, we talked about self-awareness. And if you go through a life transition, you can use that horrible experience to your advantage. Now, it could be a positive experience that you're looking forward to, but during the transition, it's horrible. It's a muddy, mucky mess of horribleness. So, but you can use that for personal growth, but you have to use a self-awareness to be able to look for the growing pains in that. So here are some major personal life transitions to consider that we're going to talk about. So we have relationship transitions. So these are categorized, and then there's subcategories. So we have marriage or long-term commitment, divorce or breakup, becoming a parent, Lord help us, becoming an instinct nester, death of a loved one, estrangement from family or friends. I okay, then the next transition is identity and self-discovery. So this includes personal reinvention, embracing one's identity, spiritual or religious shifts, midlife crisis. Yeah, some of us have been through those multiple times, I think. Then the next category is health and well-being transition. So we have major illness or diagnosis, mental health challenges. Thank you, Jesus. Recovering from illness or addiction. Then we have lifestyle and living transition. So these includes moving to a new home or city, living alone for the first time, becoming a caregiver, retirement. And then the last one is aging and life stage transitions, turning a milestone age. Oh, Lord. I mean, when I turned 50, I was A-okay with it. That happened a couple years ago. But when I turned 39, I know 39 is not a milestone age, but it was the year before the milestone age. I thought I was going to die. I thought this is the last year being in my 30s and my life will be over. Like it was just going to end when I turned 40. But of course, I'm still here. Menopause and hormonal changes, and then shifts in physical abilities. So those are the different categories and subcategories. So, how do you navigate your personal transitions? These are overwhelming, but like I said, there's opportunities for growth. You need support systems. Who's your support system? Friends, family, therapy, coaching? Hello? I've been here all the time. Where are you at? I can't see you. And self-care practices can make these shifts more manageable. So, are you currently navigating a specific transition or looking for guidance on how to approach one? So, some of the ones I have been through personally that have like upended my whole life is, of course, being married. I've been married twice now, and I did have a long-term commitment in between the marriages. And so my first marriage and that commitment, long-term commitment, total bombs, okay? But I mean, good things happen out of those, but we were just not compatible. So, of course, I've had divorce or breakup, and the emotional social changes. The first one, my marriage was so emotional. Um, I mean, because I was younger, and of course, I have not been through anything like that, and I was just devastated. I was so and then I so not only was I devastated and hurt and felt betrayed, but I also felt embarrassment because I thought we were gonna be married forever. Forever, people, and I had not thought of my life as being anything different. So I had to take care of myself and 3 boys by myself. So that was I mean, you got all kinds of life transitions in that episode or in that scenario, and but the worst one was just accepting the situation for what it was, and but I was so embarrassed about it, and, the environment I was oh, holy crap. Sorry, about pulled out my earplugs. The environment I was in I thought was a positive environment and with my church, but it wasn't because I was divorced. There was like something wrong with me, even though I was the faithful faithful one, and I still went to church. I still continued to, I tried to serve God and take my kids to church. I was treated extremely different. So, um, becoming a parent. Now, becoming a parent was awesome, but I probably should have another episode on this. Like, what do you do when you have a child like our oldest Oliver, like him who's different? How do you handle those? Because at that age, I did not realize like there was something different about him until he got his diagnosis. And so I was like, this kid, what kind of a parent am I? I can't even make him sit still. I can't make him be quiet. I can't. What is wrong? So I just didn't realize that. I just had to parent him differently. And they don't give you no freaking rule book. I read everything I get my hands on, and it's I just did the best I could. And he's a very responsible adult today. But in that realization, there's also two other kids that I had that now as adults are having their own struggles, with their own challenges that they have. So becoming a parent, that's to me has been like the most rewarding, even though I've flubbed it up so bad, people. I mean, it's a miracle that my boys and myself are not in prison somewhere. I could totally understand why families end up in prison. So, because you just don't know what the heck you're doing with each other. So it's really hard. So now my husband and I are in the empty nester stage, and I'm telling you, I was glad when the last kid left home. I was really glad for it. Now one of them keeps coming back home and leaving and coming back home and leaving, and which is fine. But I do miss them because the house was always full of noise and chatter and laughing and conversation, and when I'm at home, I don't conversate. I sit on my couch and either watch something, read something, or play my game. I mean, I'm not up just chatting it up with anybody, but the boys and my husband did. And so but I miss that. I'm not saying I want it quiet all the time. I'm just saying I miss them being here. So, death of a loved one, we've all experienced that. And I've had, people close to me. I think the closest people I've had pass away has been my grandparents. So I've been pretty lucky. I just lost my last grandparent last August. And I, got to say, for being as old as I am, to still have a grandparent was a blessing because she was a great person. But I will also say um, that my husband and I we got a dog when we first got married, and it was Fiona, and we loved her like she was our baby. We had her for 12 years, and she passed away. We knew she'd been acting weird, like she has something wrong in her brain, because like she would be standing there and then she would just fall over, or she would walk and like her front legs wouldn't move and she would fall to her face. So we knew something neurological was going on, and then she was having trouble with her back legs, and we just thought maybe she had arthritis and stuff. But she had gotten sick and was sick for a couple days and just kept vomiting. So I made an appointment to take her to the vet. But the night before the vet appointment, she started having grand mal seizures. And it was the scariest thing my husband and I had ever experienced with her. And so we rushed her to the ER vet in Indianapolis. Now, that's over an hour away from our house. So she was having seizures all the way to the hospital. And we just felt so helpless. We couldn't do anything for her. And so, anyway, she passed away. And my husband and I, it felt like we lost a kid. You know, I know some of you may not be pet lovers, but she was our baby. She went everywhere with us. When we went on vacation, we took her with us. Um, most of the time I worked from home and she would lay right here next to me, or she would get under my desk and lay here. And she was just so vibrant. She has such attitude. I mean, attitude. And we just loved her to pieces. And my boys loved her because they grew up with her, here because she was 12. But we had missed her so much. And that we were devastated by that, losing the death of a loved one. It took us a long time. Like, we still miss her. Like, I still hear her nails clacking on my little step because I have to use a step to get into my bed. And she would put her front paws on the step, and you could hear it clacking. And I would open my eyes, and her little snout would be there right by my face, wanting to get into bed with me. So, um, things like that, you just still miss them. And now when it first happened, I couldn't go anywhere without crying. I couldn't even look at another dog without bawling my eyes out. And we couldn't even say her name, you know. But now, it's easier. And we had the opportunity to adopt another dog. Someone dropped, people, stop dropping your animals off out in the country. They don't know how to take care of themselves. But someone dropped off 4 puppies. They were about 5 months old, out in the country. And so one of the neighbors out there had posted it to the vet website or Facebook page. So I saw them, and I told my husband, I said, let's just go out and just look at them. I miss Fiona so much. I just wanted to hold one. I just wanted to hold a dog. Okay. And, because she would lay on the couch beside me, and I was always touching her, or she would come up for loves or whatever. So we went out there, and I'll tell you what, that dog, the one we got now, my husband picked her up, and she put her front paws around his neck. I was like, oh Lord, that's it. this this visit is done. But we ended up bringing her home, and she's the worst dog ever. She gets into stuff. She chews stuff up. She has chewed up all of my bras. Okay. I only had 3. She all chewed them all up. My husband sewed one of them back up for me. She chewed it up again. And, so anyway, it's like having a toddler around. I expect to come home and have her paw sticking in a light socket, an electrical outlet. I just so we have to keep her locked up when we leave. I bought cameras to keep an eye on her because she's so freaking fast. And but she is the most adorable and loves to cuddle, loves to lay on your chest, and wants you to put your arms around her and just hold her. So it makes up for all the bad behavior that she has, which we've been working on. So I just because we got really lucky with Fiona. Fiona didn't chew stuff up. And I know that sounds crazy, but she did it. She'd lick it to death, but she wouldn't chew anything up. And Nora chews everything up. I came home today and she chewed up a pack of pencils. How in the world did she get a freaking pack of pencils? I don't even know where they were. But anyway, so I didn't mean to go on and on about the dog, but then the next one, let's see here, estrangement from family or friends more so for me from family, because I've got some family members, let me tell you, they get a stick in their butt and they ain't having nothing to do with it no more. Then you don't hear from them for 2, 3 years, and then they come right back in. So, anyway, I won't go into any more of that craziness. But then we have, well, personal reinvention, whether this is a choice or not a choice. Like you guys know, I was fired a couple years from my longtime job, and yeah, I had to redefine myself. That was really devastating. But sometimes that happens. Um, let's see here. Then we have oh, major illness or diagnosis, like a mental health condition. Um, so a lot of us today are suffering from, some type of, mental health condition, whether it's depression, anxiety, or, it could be bipolar, manic depressive, schizophrenia, um, let's see, OCD. Um, there's all kinds of diagnoses that could happen. And then we have a lot of people that are being diagnosed on where they're on the spectrum, where they have some form of autism. And I'm telling y'all, they've done something to our food. Okay. I just know it because when they put chemicals in this crazy chemicals in our food, it does something to our mental health. And then we all have, let's see, recovery from an illness. I've not been diagnosed with something like cancer or anything like that. Moving to a new home or city. Let's see here. I talked about the milestone age, menopause, and hormonal changes. Excuse me. So I've experienced that. I think I'm toward the end of my uh, that menopausal stage. Because I'm not having like hot flashes like I used to, or having night sweats or anything like that, where I feel like I'm going to flame on and just fly around the earth. But so that's been great. But um, if you are going through something like that, get with your doctor, check your level, your estrogen level, your testosterone levels, and stuff like that. There's things they can do now to help you deal with that. Or you could just throw yourself into um, I was gonna say a bucket of ice, but that's not big enough. So jump in a cold tub of cold water. So, so those are just some of the different transitions that we can go through. So I decided today is how, because I really rely on the Bible for direction and God through prayer. So the Bible offers, wisdom for every season of life. And during these personal transitions, some of these verses can bring comfort and direction. So for uncertainty and change, Proverbs 3, 5 through 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. So when you're feeling lost, you don't know what to do, trust in the Lord. There's been so many times in the last few years where I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Just, okay, God, whatever it is, trust me, he's having me do some things I don't want to do to get me out of my comfort zone. But once I've done those hard things, everything else just falls into place. And it's just so wonderful. I love it. For fear and anxiety, Philippians 4, 6, do not be anxious about anything. Okay, that's easy for anyone to say. I won't be anxious about it. But in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Oh, okay. So if I present my request to God, I don't have anything to be anxious about because He is going to answer your prayer. Trust me. So that's a great scripture to hang on to. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, thank God when you're petitioning and present your request to Him. Thank Him ahead of time for answering your request. Present your request to God. So, and then we have Philippians 4:13. I almost everybody knows this scripture, whether you have grown up in church or not. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So when you draw your strength and trust from God, He will help you do all things. These things that you're wanting to do, you know you're going to be going through a transition. He knows that He will strengthen you when you do everything through Him. So hopefully those will help you. So another thing that I do is journaling. I've talked about journaling a lot. So, but it's good to journal with intention. So, um, so you can do some um conversational prayer. I've done conversational prayers with God, um, just about the transitions that I go through. I just tell Him how I feel and what I want. And, I say it out loud or I will write it down in my journal. Some people pray using Bible verses for guidance and encouragement. So they will open their Bible and they will pray and they will just recite scripture. So you can do that. And then intercessory prayer. So ask for prayers from others and pray for those experiencing similar transitions. So I have a group of people that I draw help from whenever I need it. If I need prayers, I text them. We're in a group text together and I know they will pray for me. I've done that for other people's. Um, and I've prayed for people that I know are going through the same situations as I am because I don't know if you remember, I have a podcast episode where serving others helps you deal with your problems that you're going through in the moment. Serving others helps you with your depression. Serving others helps you with your anxiety. So I strongly suggest that you um, do that. Let's see here. So during times of transitions, it can feel very, chaotic. So, but they are often part of God's plan, even if the path is unclear. God is guiding you. So Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Ecclesiastic 3:1. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. So you can use these like God, how it me going through this transition, part of your will of me being on your path. How show me how I can better navigate this. And He will. So again, transitions are very difficult. They can be sacred seasons of growth. And when we lean into faith, the scriptures, and spiritual awareness, we find peace in the process and strength in God's presence. So, I hope that these have been very helpful for you. Like I say, I don't get on here and tell you things to do that I've not done myself. Okay. And I wanted to take a different approach because a lot of I feel like my holistic uh, processes that I do to help myself with my depression and anxiety are just things that other people have done that I have applied to myself and they work. Now, now that I want to be more into God's word and God's spirit, I apply those to the word and blend those together. So when I journal, I try to journal with, intentions. I will write about my transition I'm going through. I will write scriptures, and so those are things that you can do. And you can also practice spiritual awareness and stillness. And this is something that we got to learn in my online Bible study group through this book called Praying Like Monks. Oh Lord, what's the name of the book? Oh, something praying like monks and living like sinners or something like that. But anyway, it's a book about prayer and it goes into all the different um types of prayers that there are. There's so many ways. It's not just laying here, with your hands together, just sitting there being quiet. There are different things you can do to practice prayer. Journaling is one of them, walking and praying. Um, there's just so many different ones that you can do. So, a lot of times in our transitions, we often feel rushed or pressured. So, spiritual awareness means being still and listening for God's voice. Psalms 46:10, be still and know that I am God. How many times have I told you when you are feeling overwhelmed with anxiety to go find a quiet place and just be in the moment with no noise, no distraction, no phone, no social media, no TV, no radio, nothing. Be still and know that I am God. Observing how God is working in your circumstances. If you're not someone who actually practices being a Christian or going to church or any type of religion, look at your current situation. How is God working in your circumstances? Do you see anything at all? Do you recognize anything that could be from a higher power, something better and greater than yourself in that situation that you're involved in? Letting go of control and embracing faith. Oh, Lord help us. Who likes to take control of things and make stuff happen and tell people what to do? I do. I'm the biggest boss in this house. So you can tell all my kids. All my kids will tell you I'm the bossiest person. All my siblings will tell you I am the bossiest person. And coworkers will tell you I am the bossiest person. But I've had to learn to let go of that control and embrace God's faith, my faith in God that He controls my life. And when He controls my life, I don't have to worry about controlling anything. And I have less anxiety for it. Imagine that. Less anxiety when you let go of your control. Who knew? It's a miracle. So, I hope some of these things will help you. If you have any questions, please comment. Dear Jesus, please comment. I go in forums and people are commenting left and right, tit for tat, and just puking their opinion all over the place. So if you have a question, please let me know. Do not forget about my free coaching promo. And you better snag it up before I decide, nope, that's it. We ain't doing no more. And I hope you've enjoyed this newest episode from It's Going to Be Okay.